Welcome to I'll Be There, the ultimate wedding podcast by Priya
and Nim
from Pristine Events. Whether you're a bride-to-be
or a groom gearing up
or just a wedding lover at heart, we've got you. Welcome back to another episode of I'll Be There. I'm Priya.
I'm Nim.
And today we are doing part 2 of Bridesmaids. So last time we talked about kind of all the bridesmaid drama and stories that we got DM'd. We have some more. These ones are longer ones, so we're going to need everyone to pay attention.
Myself included.
Mainly Nim, because there's a lot of details in here. But these people have really given us context so we can set the scene.
Right.
And are able to hopefully give good advice.
So it's going to be like a story.
Like a story.
So it's like, it was a dark, cold, rainy night.
Well, this one's titled...
And Sheetal, my maid of honour, came into the room.
You've got a good storytelling voice,
Thank
actually,
you.
because it's so like ASMR-y.
ASMR.
Yeah, can you speak louder? No one can hear you, and I'm really loud compared to you.
I'm doing mukbang ASMR.
What?
Doesn't matter.
Anyway, this story is titled "Sad Best Friend Wedding Story," which already makes me sad. I get really sad reading these. I know you don't get it.
Like popcorn. Okay.
Huh?
Tell me about sad best friend, something with the other.
Okay. I had a COVID wedding, which was tiny, and obviously invited my best friend to the wedding. After the entire ordeal of having a COVID wedding, i.e. not being able to have my family and friends present, people wearing masks at the wedding ceremony, not being able to hire decor or caterers, I had an encourage at the Gurdwara. My best friend, inverted commas, best friend, of 20 years, basically told me that she didn't feel involved at the wedding at all. That I hadn't asked her to do a dance or be at the forefront of the ceremonies or asking her to do stuff for me. I had 3 other friends who I had invited and they were just doing stuff, but I never asked them to. They were just being really good friends. It was really tough to hear because I was already dealing with my own emotions about the wedding. I still can't watch my wedding video without crying. That breaks my heart. But also coming to terms with the fact I didn't feel like my emotions were being validated about the whole thing. I continued being friends with this person, and at every major stage in my life, she continued to dampen the moment every time I talked about it. The final straw for me was when I announced my pregnancy to her after trying for a baby for a while, which she knew. She didn't even congratulate me. She just said it was inconvenient timing for her because she was it's wild, because she was planning to get married around my due date. I stepped away from our relationship because I realised she just couldn't think of anyone but herself. But weddings bring out the crazy in people. I think when people get married, unmarried people around them underestimate the full extent of how much life changes, and this causes so much friction. I know so many people going through the same situations right now.
Yeah, that's like her whole life story of the last 10 years with this
really
with
sad.
this girl. I guess the first thing is the COVID wedding, right?
Yeah.
I mean, which phase of COVID was this? Was this well, no, is it not like Boris Johnson style, like were we in lockdown? I meant more, was it are there 20 people at the wedding?
Well, I'm assuming
in which case,
so,
if it was 20 people, why did this girl want to do a dance to 20 people with a mask on? It should be so weird.
No, but...
I assume it was the COVID, you can have a max number of people.
Yeah, I think so.
And then maybe there was social distancing spacing.
It said that they couldn't have decor or caterers, so I think it was still pretty strict.
But why would she want to do a dance?
I don't know.
Okay. And she didn't feel like she was involved?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like there was a lot of miscommunication. I don't blame the bride in this instance, but I don't know, some people are just a bit, what's the word? Not good at picking up signs, just a bit sort of, they really need things spelt out to them. So, for example, if this person wasn't married and has never been to a wedding or never kind of had a close family member getting married, maybe she feels like, and she's not really like an eventsy organising person, she feels like if she needs to do something for the wedding, she needs to be told this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
Whereas maybe her friends have either got married or they're a bit more mature and they're like, okay, this is obviously difficult for her. She's having a COVID wedding. She's struggling with this. I'll do this and this and this, and it will help her out. And I think this so-called best friend maybe then felt like they were being asked, these other friends were being asked to do these jobs.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it is probably down to some immaturity or a lack of sort of life experience, because maybe she hadn't gone through a similar thing. I mean, nobody probably had gone through a COVID wedding at that point. I'm assuming this bridesmaid hadn't, or best friend, sorry, hadn't. The fact that she said that her getting pregnant while she was getting married is inconvenient. It's just, it shows, I guess, how
wild.
immature she is. And I think that, that's what it shows about this friend.
I think, no, I agree. I just think this friend is quite selfish. Like, your best friend is already dealing with the emotions of having a COVID wedding, it not being what she's dreamt it to be, not having decor, caterers, the people she wants there, very much having the bare minimum. Like, for you to then bring it about you to be like, oh, I don't feel like I'm really included. I don't feel like you asked me to do much. Like, you just need to be there as her emotional support during this whole process. Like, obviously, we didn't get married in COVID, but like, I can't even imagine the stress that like brides were under. And I remember your sister having to rearrange her wedding during it, and it was really stressful and emotional. And so I just feel like you need to just be there for her and not make it about you. And the baby thing is wild.
Yeah.
Especially if you know that she's been trying for a while and it's such a big thing. And that is part of it. Unfortunately, again, being women, you can't all sync when you're all going to get married and when you're all going to have babies. I mean, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
But that just isn't the case.
I think, particularly with the baby thing, I think it's a really sensitive topic that people don't realise until you're going through that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we're going through that, but you realise that as you get later on in life, having a baby isn't just I've decided to have a baby and I've chosen this particular time because it's convenient for myself. Like people often try for months on end. They just don't talk about it. It's not something that people voice. So I stand by what I said. I think this best friend or ex-best friend is just quite immature and doesn't really understand these things, and maybe they're playing catch up in life. And so they're a few months or a year behind.
But I think you have to protect your peace. So I'm glad that she's distanced her, like stepped away from that friendship. And I always say, like, generally, sometimes not all of your friends are supposed to be lifelong friends. I know that's sad, but sometimes people are meant to come into your life and go for certain periods, whether that be school, university, work. Like, you physically can't keep every friend that you collect. So if in your gut you know that they're not bringing you peace and they're not serving you, then you just have to step away.
That was beautifully put.
Thank you. Okay, ready for the next one?
Yeah.
So
hit me. Come on.
Okay, my bridesmaid story.
Okay.
This is the title of this one.
Okay. Say who it's by.
No, I can't.
Okay.
Okay, my cousins are the type of girls who would have started a riot if I hadn't made them bridesmaids.
Okay.
It's like an unwritten rule.
So I'll stop you there. What culture do you think they're from?
I'm gonna
Joking,
assume.
don't answer that. Carry on.
Anyway, if I hadn't made them my bridesmaid, sorry, say that again. It was an unwritten rule. At others' weddings, they would complain that they had to buy their own bridesmaid outfits. So for my wedding, I made sure that I bought and paid for all of the suit material myself. That's nice. Packaged them in personalised bags and had fresh flower bouquets for them. That's really sweet. Love that. Everyone said that they looked beautiful. And do you know what? Behind my back, they complained about the shade of pink I chose, that they had to pay to have their suit stitched, and that something on the junny was too thick. You just can't win. This bit's really sad. My dad had died 3 months before my wedding day, which is why I just couldn't take anyone with me. I had to just get it ticked off the list, and they're not the kind of girls that would have stepped up and helped. I wish in hindsight I'd just chosen my 2 non-Indian best friends. Looking through weddings and photos are bittersweet. Out of the 7 cousins that were bridesmaids, only one of them is still in my life. I ended up cutting the rest of them off.
That's very sad.
Really sad.
Very, very sad. Yeah, I think the thing with weddings is, especially if you're getting married early on in your life, why I say early on, most people do change after their wedding, and then when they look back at their wedding, they think of all the different things that they would have done differently. And especially when you start that process, you think, okay, what's kind of the easiest thing to do? What's the safest thing to do? You don't want to do like big, bold things that are going to ruffle feathers. And I think sometimes it's easy to look back and say, I would have done this. But maybe at the time things might have been worse had she not picked them to be bridesmaids. Like if she knows that they're going to cause a ruckus. What did she say? What were her words?
Riot.
A riot, yeah. I mean, would you want a riot at your wedding, or would you want just some upset bridesmaids? I'd prefer to just have some upset bridesmaids. I wouldn't want a riot at my wedding.
But it's more just like the fact that they didn't help her. Obviously, her dad passed away, which is so sad. And we've had clients who have had parents pass away just before their weddings, and it's heartbreaking to see what they go through and on the day. I'm going to cry now. But so then to not step up to be there and then to be complaining about the shade of pink. Bridesmaids, you need to stop caring about the shade that you're wearing. I'm sorry, but like it literally just wear whatever the bride chooses. It's not your day. Yeah, like soundbite. It pisses me off. It's not your day. I understand styles of dresses. Like if you're conscious, if you don't want to wear a skin tight dress, if you prefer to wear like something that's more covered, less covered, whatever, fine. Nowadays there are so many multi-wear dresses, whatever, in different colours. But like to get upset about the colour, like who cares? It's not that deep. Like
It just sounds like she knew that these girls were trouble from the beginning,
But
and they were
felt
going to always
yeah.
complain about something,
Yeah.
but felt bad, like you said,
Yeah.
and that she had to give them a role.
Yeah. But I don't know. I hope that if people are getting married, still planning their wedding, and they're listening to this, I hope that these stories just inspire you to go with your gut and don't just do things because you feel you have to. And I know
Yeah.
it's easier said than done, but there's nothing worse than like now she's going to look back at these wedding photos and videos and think about that time, and that's what she remembers from
Yeah.
it. You need like good-hearted, good vibes people around you.
Yeah. I mean, look, I know we're wedding planners, and B, we're doing a wedding podcast, and a lot of people watching this will be like, who cares? It's just a wedding.
Yeah.
I disagree, first of all. But weddings are just such a fundamental, large part of your life. And it doesn't mean, not necessarily because you've had a big wedding, but just a wedding. It's the coming together of you and your partner. And it's such an important moment in your life. And to make decisions that you're going to regret later in life, or just doing things because you think that you should, I don't know, if you're going to regret it, just go with your gut.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Okay. So yeah, next story. This one doesn't have a title, but maybe you can name it afterwards.
Okay.
It said, actually, we can name it Bridesmaids Dilemma on Hen. A few people wouldn't be ready on time for dinners and plans for the day, so I felt like it was really disorganised. One bridesmaid kept making jokes to me as the bride, which felt intimidating, as it felt like too much after, as if I was being picked on my hen do.
What? Is it she was making jokes?
I think the one bridesmaid kept making jokes about the bride, and it felt intimidating to her. She felt like she was being picked on her hen do. Why are you laughing?
Like what?
I can't ask her to give me examples. But before we go on to the bridesmaid wedding dynamic, she's given like different examples. On the hen, guys, like I know girls are late. I know you take long to get ready. Just be on time. Be on time. Like there's nothing
That's rich
worse.
coming from you.
Yeah, no, on hens I'm on time. Like if I had to
I've not
sacrifice
been on the hen with you, so.
if I had to sacrifice washing my hair, slip back, hoops, lipstick, I'll be good to go. Because it's not fair. Like you can't, as a bride, be sat there. And again, I've been on hens when this has happened. This is very common. Girls, just get ready. Start getting ready earlier. Like just like wash your hair in the morning so you're not faffing in the evening. Like you don't want to delay everything. And it's also not fair and it's not nice on the bride. Like just be conscious. I feel like sometimes girls aren't conscious about that on hens. And I understand you've paid a lot of money to maybe go on holiday or be away for the weekend and obviously still have a good time, but you're there for that bride. Just be on time.
Yeah. Yeah. I think people are often just not as selfless as you expect them to be,
Yeah.
even if they're your close friends.
Yeah, agree.
And again, I think because we both work in weddings, and I'd like to think we're both quite caring people, we often put ourselves in the shoes of the person getting married or
Yeah.
the person whose event it is.
Yeah.
But I think other people are just like, well, I'm here, so you should be grateful that I'm here.
Yeah.
But just physically being present is not enough.
Yeah. It's the bare minimum, really.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even the bare minimum. In some instances, I would rather someone not be
come.
there
Yeah, agree.
than just to be like a lifeless body.
Gormless.
Out there. Yeah, gormless. Just like sitting in the room with me.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I'd rather just have people around. Because
Yeah.
then you almost feel guilty that I'm making them
Come, yeah.
take annual leave,
Yeah.
come to my hen. Like,
Yeah.
oh, come on, like, do you want to have fun? And
Yeah.
it makes you feel awkward, right?
Yeah, no, 100% agree. And that's why I think, like, if there are any bridesmaids watching this, if you feel like you really don't want to go to a hen, you're going to go and not give good energy, just be honest and just say whether it's down to money, whether you've got other commitments, whether you just can't make it work. Like, I honestly think, I know it's hard now, but it's better you do that than you go and the bride just be pissed off that you're not bringing energy.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it's hard. Okay, this is continuing on from the same bride.
Chapter 2.
Chapter 2, Bridesmaid Wedding Dilemma. Bridesmaids left the event hall to go and take photos, and they were away for a good 20 to 30 minutes. Which wasn't nice because they're my closest friends, and they left when the dance floor had just opened. Not sure if I'm in the wrong, but as bridesmaids, I wanted them around me to give me a good vibe, And I understand people want to take photos, and that's totally fine, but the fact is it was for ages. Also, a family member came up to ask where my friends were. In the situation, I got told I was overreacting, and I felt spoken down to by the friend.
I have no idea who this person is, genuinely. But there's something about the way the story's written that I get the impression that they're a very sort of timid, shy person
Yeah.
who has a lot of kind of thoughts and feelings about situations that they don't necessarily voice,
Yeah.
except to apparently us. And I feel bad because, what's happened in that situation, I think, is the bridesmaids haven't really been told much. Or they're just like, we're having a good time, so we're just going to go off and have a good time. She's not going to say anything, as in, i.e. the bride. So we'll just kind of go off and do our own thing. And meanwhile, the bride is, that Arthur meme. She's just like, a fist under the table, just like, why are they leaving me? Whereas, I compare it to you, and you are quite militant and clear with what your expectations are of other people.
Yeah.
But not in a rude way, but you would do the same thing back for other people.
Yeah.
So I don't think you'd be if you were in that situation.
Yeah.
I would know that the bridesmaids are intentionally doing it to piss you off or to just be inconsiderate of your feelings at a wedding.
Yeah.
But in this scenario,
Yeah.
maybe there was an element of, have you told them, like, I don't know, actually, like, do you need to tell people that? Or but if you're just be like, oh no, have fun, and then the people are like, okay, cool, I'm going to go outside because I don't want to stand next to your head table while you're taking photos. But then another bride might be like, guys, like, I just need you to be around me and just like save me from when I'm taking photos with random relatives, or just I'm going to be really bored, so just like, can you just like make sure that you keep chatting to me because I'm going to get so much FOMO from you guys sitting with each other and I'm not there because I'm sitting at the head table.
Yeah. I think her thing, it sounds like the main thing was that they weren't there when the dance floor opened. And that's a key time. Like, as bridesmaids, the minute it goes from first dance into, like, everyone joining you on the dance floor, which is what most people do, and as the couple, you don't want to see random X, Y, and Z coming towards you. Like, you want to see, like, your bridesmaids, your groomsmen, your siblings, your like, you want to see your close people.
Yeah.
And I think if that was me and I, like, turned around and, like, my best friends weren't there, I'd been like, what? Like, because
I reckon there was a photo booth that hadn't closed. Honestly, that's what I'm imagining.
Maybe.
Someone needs to shut off the photo booth.
That's what we do, guys.
I love photo booths, but
you have to shut it in key times, 100%. They also love it too, because they get to have a break and go and have some food. But yeah, like, I feel like that would be really sad. So I understand that. Like, I would have been really upset if I turned around, like, just after our first dance, and like Gabby, Liz, Lean, like whoever, like, weren't like
you
right
need
there.
to stop name dropping people as if our million followers know
Maybe
who these
I'm
people
name dropping
are.
it so that they can listen to it. Not
I don't think they're following us.
I'll tell them to look out for their names in this week's episode. But anyway, my point is, I would have been really upset if I turned around and hadn't seen it. I'd been like, oh, I don't know if I would have deeped it too much, because obviously there's so much adrenaline and stuff. But like you said, maybe if you need your girls around you to dance or whatever, like, I think it's a big deal. And I think also, as the bridesmaids, yes, go off and take your pictures, but maybe like during mains or during something where there's not really anything going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or like when the couple are doing their couple shoot, that's a really good time to take your pictures, FYI. And she said, I'm not sure if I was in the wrong here, as I was one of the first to get married. And one bridesmaid, who was my closest friend for years, had never been one before, so was unsure of what the duties were. I feel like I should have made things clearer, and I'd probably have planned my own hen, to be honest. So I think...
Is this the same bride?
Yeah.
See, I told you. I literally, like, understood her psyche to a T.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, maybe I should have told them.
But I think that goes back to what we said in the last episode. You need to, like, not give them like rules, obviously, but just kind of very vaguely be like, by the way, so what I did was like, this is kind of what I need help with in the lead up to the wedding. And there wasn't really a lot. It literally, one was like, make a playlist for the hen, and one was like, I don't know, like, pick between a couple of songs for dances, like really easy stuff. Then on the day, I like sent everyone like the timings, what they need to do, where they need to be, their roles, the dances they were doing, what times, when their photos were.
So they just had to revise before the wedding.
They just had to revise. But also maybe because I would say the majority of my friends had got married by then, so even more so. And you know what was really sweet? Like, I think it really shows if you've got good friends, if sometimes you don't even have to say things and they do it. So for example, like for our civil, I just said, guys, like, turn up at 8 a.m, hair and makeup starts at 8:30, so please be there from 8. And like 3 of my bridesmaids, without even telling me, had like booked to stay at the same hotel as me that night before, because they wanted to be there with me the night before and be there with me in the morning, and just wanted to like, yeah, be around. And I didn't even know. I didn't tell them to book that. I didn't even know. But stuff like that is really sweet and really selfless. So I think like bridesmaids, just try and put yourself in the bride's shoes and just think, what would she want around her? Like what would she need? What would I need if I was getting married now?
Yeah.
And I just think not enough like people do that. Okay, ready for the next one?
Yeah. Ready.
So this one said, I had a best friend of 11 years.
Is that the title? You didn't read out the title.
There isn't one.
Okay.
Maybe that can be the title.
Yeah,
best friend of
11
years. She was invited to all events of the weddings. She didn't RSVP at all. I asked her when I realised she hadn't RSVP'd to ask her what her response was. She said 4 different things as to why she couldn't come, and all can't have been true at the same time. She said that she was planning to go away with her boyfriend during the time of my wedding. That's wrong if you do that. My once and only lifetime wedding.
She was planning on going.
Yeah.
So she hadn't planned. She's planning. Okay, right. Interesting.
So she said, that's wrong. That's my once in a lifetime wedding. Why would you miss that?
Right.
She also said that her boyfriend was having an operation during that time. So she
on this holiday?
No, well, just at the same time.
Maybe it's like, you know, when a lot of Asian people decided they're going to go to India to get healthcare. Maybe they were going to India.
Maybe, and making a holiday out of it.
And then he was getting whatever dental care done.
So she said that her boyfriend was having...
Or Turkey. Maybe they were going to Turkey. Getting a hair transplant.
Or teeth. Turkey teeth. So she said that her boyfriend was also having an operation during that time, so she had to look after him. I'm sorry, but if he was having an operation, how would you be able to go on holiday together? You've just figured that out.
They went to Antalya.
Is that what the hair stuff is? I thought it was
like
Istanbul.
A package deal.
Oh, do they?
I've heard.
Oh, right. She also said she didn't have any way of getting to the wedding venue.
Because they're in Antalya.
And that she's working on that day. So she's working...
She's a hair transplant surgeon, working in Antalya, doing his hair transplant. All right, so this all seems legit.
Everyone in the group managed to take time off work, but you can't even take time off work. Eventually, I persuaded her to come to the reception only. Weeks later, I realised that why do I want someone there who's originally called my boyfriend, now husband, a walking red flag, just because she was jealous of the fact that we were married in 13 months of meeting. So eventually, I fully cut her off and she was no longer invited to the wedding. We no longer speak and she's cut the whole of the friend group off because of jealousy. She is no longer with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend didn't even come to our wedding either when he was fully capable. They didn't go away, nor did he have any operations in that period.
But he's got a full head of hair. I don't really understand. So after she said the first excuse, why did she then have to follow it up with 3 other excuses?
I don't know. Well, maybe the bride kept fighting back to be like, maybe the bride was just
Please
like,
don't go on holiday.
Please don't go on holiday, change your holiday dates. And then she was like, oh, I'm having an operation. And then she was like, maybe move that operation. And then she's like, no, I've got to work. I don't know. That's just like ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you even needed 3 excuses. I think just after the first excuse.
Just be like, I'm not coming.
Just be like, okay, fine, I need to find a new best friend. I've got whatever the lead time is until the wedding to find a new best friend.
Put an ad out.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
We should start doing that as part of our services. I was thinking that actually. This whole episode and last episode, it just makes me think that maybe we should start renting out bridesmaids.
Oh my God. Imagine if they could hire me as a bridesmaid or maid of honour. I would be sick.
Yeah, but you'd also probably turn up in a white dress.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, I don't even fit into any of my bridal merch anymore. That's the real issue. Oh God, wedding body. Anyway, that would be a sick idea. Isn't there a film? Oh my God, the Kevin Hart film. The wedding is it The Wedding Ringer? The wedding. I think it is.
Is it Kevin Hart?
Yeah, and the groom hires him.
Because he doesn't have any friends.
Yeah,
right?
hires him as the best man to like do his speech, do his. Oh my God, we should watch that. Let's watch that this weekend.
Okay. Just letting you all know what our plans are for this weekend.
But yeah, hire a bridesmaid would be sick. Because we do see a lot. We see a range, don't we, at weddings? We see really gormless, no idea what's going on bridesmaids.
Yeah.
Then we see really sick, high energy with it, know the timings, get the girls together.
No, but then you see even further than that where they try and do our job.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, no, you can be an adjunct or like compliment us doing the job, but don't try and like take our job because first of all, you'll do a shit job. Second of all, you're just like confusing things.
Yeah, and there's too many people leaving
Too many
it.
cooks. Too many, yeah.
Okay, this one doesn't have a title. Let's see.
Okay.
Oh, wait, sorry, there's 3 sections.
Okay.
Oh, this could be...
A thesis.
No, it could be primary school bridesmaid, okay?
Okay.
It said, so one of my bridesmaids I've been friends with since primary school. I did a bridesmaid proposal brunch where she turned up 2 hours late. Guys, just be on time. Anyway, then left early as well and barely spoke to any of the other bridesmaids. She was just moody. She'd been complaining about my hen costing her money and how she can't spend on her basic needs like shopping because she has to save for my hen. My hen is... Stop laughing.
Sorry.
My hen is in Marbella and the overall flights and Airbnb cost is under £400. She's then gone and booked her flights for my hen using a voucher code that was given to all of us by Love Holidays from a previous holiday. And she's booked a separate Airbnb with another one of the bridesmaids because she didn't want to stay with strangers. So now she's ended up spending more money that way. My little group that she's in met up 2 weeks ago for lunch, where I mentioned that I need to budget this year due to wedding and buying a house, to which she responded, yeah, we've had to spend money where we ideally wouldn't want to for holidays we don't want to go on, i.e. referring to my hen. I ignored it. Later that day, she called and asked me, is your wedding event, in brackets Haldi, that important that I need to come? And I said, well, it's not the wedding, but it would be nice to have you there. And she was like, well, if it's not important, I don't want to waste my annual leave, so I'm probably not going to come. She's not Indian, but I would have hoped she'd be part of the wedding ceremonies considering she's a bridesmaid. Then in the same call, she said, do we have to wear navy blue for your civil? Which was the colour that I'd tell my bridesmaids I wanted them to wear. So I said, yeah. And she said, well, I have a light blue dress and I don't want to be spending more money on an outfit just because the shade's not right. And it's not like I'm going to be walking down the aisle, so what does it matter what colour I'll wear? That really annoyed me because I know she's not walking down the aisle, which is fair, but then she also knew how important the pictures were to me. Then I went to India for wedding shopping. Are you still following?
Yeah, I am actually.
Okay. Then I went to India for wedding shopping and I bought outfits for my non-Indian friends to save them cost, and they already told me the colour and vibe they wanted, but she said she didn't want me to get it from India, she wanted to get it from London. In the last week I was in India, another friend messaged me saying, did you get that said bridesmaid her outfit? And I said no. She told me she was getting it from London, so it's fine. So I messaged her. She then said, no, I want you to get it from India. I rushed around in my last few days trying to find her an outfit. And then she said, and then when I couldn't find the right shade, she'd get flustered and stressed because there's too much going on and she wanted to haggle down prices herself. And I think that's the end of it. But I don't think she's married yet, so maybe this is as far as she's got.
Right. I mean, if she hasn't got married yet, I think it's time to cut off ties with this girl. Because she's clearly just... honestly, that story was so long. So this is the same bridesmaid who booked with Love Holidays.
Yeah, turned up late for her bridesmaid brunch.
Booked a different
Airbnb.
Spent more. Said it's a holiday that she doesn't want to even go on.
Yep.
Told her that she was going to buy her own outfit and then changed her mind and made her go shopping while she was in India in the last few days.
And then asked if she had to come to the Haldi because she didn't want to take annual leave.
I mean, bro, just get some new friends.
That is wild. This is what I mean. This is the negative energy you don't want to be around. Guys, like brides, you do not want to have to convince people to be around you, to be your friend, to be your bridesmaid. If you're having to convince them, just cut them.
Yeah. I think that's the thing, which I think this is the point that I think I was trying to say earlier, which I didn't make very well. Weddings are important. They're not necessarily that important for everyone, right? And most of these people who are messaging you and we're reading out their stories from care about their weddings. Otherwise, they wouldn't be talking about these stories.
Yeah.
If you're then talking about these girls and these bridesmaids or whoever who are ultimately people that you can cut out and you're complaining about them, I think you should cut them out if you can, because there is no point just keeping them in the fold just because in your mind they're your friend and it's the right thing to do. Because ultimately you're only going to be disappointing yourself.
Yeah.
Just cut these people out because that, like you said earlier, that negative energy is just going to come with you on your wedding day and you're just going to be pissed off. And then you're going to be messaging us with these fantastic stories that we can read out.
I completely agree. How do you think you should tell someone you don't want them as a bridesmaid anymore? Like, how do you think the right way to do that is?
Write them a letter.
Do you think?
No. I don't know. How do you... I mean, I think you ask ChatGPT. Just be like, you have to spin it in a way that it makes it seem like you're doing it for their
For them.
benefit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So just make it seem like, look, I think you've got a lot going on, and I don't want to put pressure on you because I have a lot of expectations in
Yeah.
terms of like help that I need on the day. So maybe it'd be better if you just come as a guest, and I think you'll enjoy yourself more, rather than be like, hey, I don't want you to be my bridesmaid.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I think you can still include them in your wedding in different ways.
Yeah.
And be like, I would love for you to give a reading, or I would love for you to, I don't know, like be part of the dance if you're doing a group dance.
Yeah.
Or be part of entrances. I don't know, but like there are other things that they could potentially do on the day. But I think you have to almost have like a bridesmaids breakup with them. Like, and I think it'll be really hard and really awkward initially, but you'll have no regrets on that wedding day when you're surrounded by good energy people, and you'll have no regrets when you look back and you don't see a light blue dress amongst navy dresses. That's going to piss you off. That's what you're going to look at in those pictures. So I think you should definitely do it, but it's hard, and I get it. There's lots of emotions involved, especially with girls. So yeah, you're very lucky as a guy. You didn't experience any of this.
Yeah, I'm very lucky.
Has it given you like an insight into like the bride world?
Yeah, it just seems like a lot to have to. I feel like there's a lot of expectation on the people around you that
Yeah.
as a groom you just really don't have. And I think, yeah, this is, again, I do this all the time, but being a very stereotypical groom, often you're not hugely involved in the wedding.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you're not involved in the wedding. Everything is on the bride to basically organise. She's having to deal with, like, rely on her friends, and you're just sort of there turning up, go on holiday with your mates, call it a stag, and then just sort of turn up on the day.
So in summary, I think grooms, A, I feel like you should be more supportive to brides, but B, especially if they're going through issues with bridesmaids and friends, like you have to step up a bit more and just like be there for them, because it can feel really isolating, I think. If you're having issues potentially with like in-laws, if you've got stress from your family, if you're not being supported by your friends, it can feel like a bit of a weird space to be in.
Maybe it's a good time for the bride and groom to come closer together. They can bond over.
Yeah. Bond over bridesmaid trauma.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like we should maybe end with some like general tips about how to maybe avoid getting into these situations.
Okay. Why don't you go?
I want to hear your tips.
I mean, it's a tip that I said earlier, but it's don't pick bridesmaids or bridal party members based on history.
Yeah.
Based it on the present and people at this point in time that you rely on. And that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how long you've been friends with them.
Yeah.
It could be a work colleague that you've known for 3 months, but at this phase of your life, which is the phase that you're getting married in, they're important to you. All right, you go.
I think set clear expectations, but also don't delegate a lot. The more you delegate, the more you're going to have to micromanage, and the more you're going to feel let down, because you're going to be like, oh, they're not doing it like how I want. They haven't picked what I want. And ultimately, no one's going to have the time for your wedding the way that you do.
Yeah.
So I think just clear small tasks that are manageable, and be aware that everyone else is in a different stage of life potentially and are busy. So as long as you're aware of that, you hopefully won't feel let down.
Yeah.
Shall I do another one?
Yeah.
I also think if you're bringing different girls from different stages of your life, primary school, secondary school, university, work, hobbies, try and have a couple of mixes or socials before. Really chilled things. You can literally just do like a pajama and Prosecco night at your house. Or you can do like a DIY, like maybe they come and help you make your favours or whatever. But just so that they get to know each other a bit before your hen and before your wedding, to hopefully like kind of get over any awkwardness or any potential tensions, because otherwise it can feel a lot when there's completely different groups of people on a holiday together. So that's always good, and you can make it fun. It can be like fun socials.
Yeah. But is that not just another event for people to meet where they don't know each other? So another example of when it could be awkward. You
don't make it a formal thing where they have to spend money, but if you just do it in a way where like you're bringing them to your house, Prosecco, pajamas, like chill, I just think I'd rather them get to know each other a bit before the hen, rather than on the hen it just feel really formal the first couple of days.
Yeah.
So I think you should definitely do it.
Yeah. My one is similar to my last one, but it's quality over quantity.
Yeah.
I think it's nice if there's an equal number of groomsmen and bridesmaids, but don't make up numbers purely because it will be symmetrical if they're walking you down the aisle or they need to stand next to the altar or anything like that. Just pick the people who are actually close to you. And then, yeah, you'll be hopefully not setting yourself up for disappointment.
I think if you don't have anyone around you that's good at organising, like your best friend, your sister, other friends, it's okay if you lead on organising. There are some brides who plan their own hens and bridal showers, and I just feel like sometimes that gives you better peace of mind, rather than if you have people around you that aren't good at that stuff, you give them that role and then you end up with something that you're like, oh, I should have just planned this myself.
Yeah.
So it's okay to plan it yourself.
Yeah.
You can give elements to your friends to make it a surprise, but if you take the lead on it all, like, that's totally fine as well.
Yeah. I think the final one is that, coming on from your point, if you need to organise any of these things and you don't have the people around you, book Pristine Events. We do hen planning, we do on-the-day coordination, we do month of management, we do partial planning, we do full planning, and we do destination planning.
We do actually do hen planning.
I know.
You're very good at it.
You're not supposed to tell people that I'm the person who's doing
Why?
the
It's actually
planning.
really impressive. Nim's very good at hen planning.
Yeah.
Nim got sent spa vouchers last year from the bride whose hen he planned, so he is very good at it.
I know what girls want.
Yeah, so if you don't want to plan your own hen and you don't want your bridesmaids to, then here you are. Anyways, thank you guys. Hopefully that was a helpful episode, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for listening.
Please like, follow, subscribe for more.